Hey there, good morning on this Thursday, February 13th. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett. I'm your host, Bridgett Ellison, here on News 6 Plus. ClickOrlando.com and our YouTube channel. Good to be with you, and we're looking forward to a very warm day and hopefully warming hearts too as we head into Valentine's Day. It is the 13th, so get those cards and flowers and candy while you can. And we're going to check in with meteorologist Michelle Morgan in for Candace this morning. We also have a Neuroscience Institute interview with Orlando Health coming up with a doctor, and we'll be talking about meal prepping and saving money, Michelle. But meantime, great weather to get out and enjoy and get those errands done today. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it is going to be a toasty day across Central Florida. In fact, my forecast high is 89. So not only will we be near record, which is 89 set back in 2020, but also if we so happen to briefly hit 90 at the Orlando International Airport, that will be the earliest 90 ever on record. We will
Whoa.
see if that happens today. So, I mean, it's going
So
to be a hot day.
get the
It
chocolate
doesn't
right
feel like
before you go
February.
home. Don't leave the chocolate in the car.
Yeah, we don't want melted chocolate. Exactly. So it is going to be a very hot day across Central Florida. I am tracking a cold front on the way. That's going to bring some showers. A few isolated storms are possible. And then another cold front on Saturday, and that's going to bring a cooler air, Sunday, excuse me, and that's going to bring cooler air as we head into next week. And you can see right here on my graphic here what you need to know, what I just explained to you. So let's go ahead and take a look at the setup here across the southeast, looking at that cold front draped over northern Florida, stretching all the way to New England. And we're looking at some healthy showers and storms associated with this frontal boundary. It is expected to move through the area as we go through later on today. So the second half of the day, a little after 3-4 o'clock this afternoon, is when I'm expecting some showers to move through central Florida. But currently, it is mild, it is muggy. Temperatures are starting off in the lower 70s, upper 60s out in Palm Coast, but really not a bad start to our morning. Today we'll see a high of 89, abundant sunshine before that cold front moves through. And then check this out. Highs in the upper 80s in Kissimmee, Claremont, 84 in Melbourne, 87 Titusville, and 86 in Palm Coast. Now I do want to time out the front here so you can see what's going on. As we go through the majority of the morning, we'll see those clouds begin to thin on out. We'll see abundant sunshine. There's our front to the north of us. Ahead of that front, we'll see a few isolated showers. Some spotty downpours are certainly possible. But fast forwarding things through the rest of the evening, notice how hit or miss those showers are, mainly over parts of Orange, Osceola, and Brevard County. Most of the activity staying to our north. As we go through the overnight hours, though, we'll see a few isolated showers over our northern counties. That includes parts of Marion and Flagler County, and then that front moving through the area as we go through the overnight hours, cooling us down a bit. I do want to jump ahead of what's going to happen on Sunday. Daytona 500 will be happening in Daytona Beach, and that second cold front is expected to move through a little afternoon, and that's going to bump up our rain chances between 30 to 40%. As we go through the first half of the day, it'll be windy and then bumping up to 60% as we wrap up our Sunday. So if you are heading out to the game, just make sure you have that umbrella ready to go. But here's a look at your 7-day. 89 today, 77 tomorrow. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. On Saturday, we're looking at 83, 84 on Sunday, and then cooler air moving in on Monday. Look at that, a high of 69. So there's a lot going on with this forecast, Bridgett.
Yeah, I mean it's warm, then it dips again, it warms up again, it dips again. So it's a roller coaster.
It is. It sure is.
All right, thank you so much, Michelle. We'll see you in a little bit.
All right, take care.
All right, take care. We want to check in with Trooper Steve. He had a fun day yesterday meeting a pup named Paris, and we want to see how things are going and get a check of those roads. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, any day, like I said, it's the best day that I get to go out and have a good time is hanging out with the dogs, getting out of the studio. But this girl yesterday was so special. Her name is Paris. Look at that tail just go. You might
Oh,
be looking
yeah.
at her going, wait, something's up with this girl. That's right. She is a tripod. She only has 3 legs. She was unfortunately struck by a vehicle, and when she was found, they thought that she was dead. But when the driver pulled up, the tail started wagging, and she knew that she was going to be on the road to recovery. And Orange County Animal Services took her back in. They performed the surgery. They got her all cleaned up and shaped up and all her vaccines and re-chipped. And now look at that yawn. She is looking for a home now. So we got to spend the day with her yesterday, did an amazing feature on her. And I think just alone, her getting all the attention, Bridgett, she absolutely loved it. This dog is live. It is, I'm saying, shyly affectionate because she just kind of creeps up on you just a little bit. And she's just like, do you want to pet my
I love her
face? And you're like,
jammies and that little tail. She seems so sweet.
well, you said yesterday, you said this morning about her custom attire. And so one of the
Yeah.
employees there is the foster, and he's been knitting the clothing to make sure that she's comfortable so she doesn't have to wear a cone. So you can head over to Orange County Animal Services, $14 adoption, and she can go home with
Oh,
you. So let's find Paris a home. I don't think she's going to last many more days there. I think someone's going to pick her up
she's so
real
sweet.
soon, and I can't wait to give everyone an update on that. So
We know.
yeah,
We know you'll
we'll
have a
say.
good update.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. And then, of course, today I'll be driving up to Ormond Beach. I'm headed out there right now and going to have the Ormond Beach Police Chief join me as WKMG hits the road, focusing on Ormond Beach. So, you know, I always look at the law enforcement side of things. So we're going to have their police chief join me and what it's like policing a beach city, a city that
Yeah.
is growing constantly. So we'll see how that goes at 10 a.m. at clickorlando.com. So I'll give you a quick road update. Before, I know you got a lot of cool interviews. I saw you guys doing your sound checks and stuff, so they should be two totally different ones. I'm really excited about those. Nova Road at Story Bend out on the east side. We're watching a crash out here. This is East Osceola County, so just be careful. It's the only crash I'm watching that has some type of roadblock. Up in Volusia, kind of the Lake Mary area, we are seeing some heavy westbound delays. Looks like they moved DOT camera to hide behind a pole there, not giving us the best shot. But keep it nice and clear. Add that following distance so we don't have crashes there. It is a gloomy morning out here this morning. Temperature's not bad, but your drive pretty decent. Traffic 408 westbound there at Lake Underhill, Crystal Lake area, moving towards the downtown area. But I-4 super slow out by the attractions at 39 minutes from Champions Gate to downtown Orlando, Bridgett.
All right. Looking good. All right. Thanks, Steve. We'll see you in a little bit.
See ya.
All right. And you know what? Speaking of safety, we talked about this yesterday. Operation Best Foot Forward underway. Law enforcement across the area really honing in on these crosswalks right now. And our Mark Lehman explains more about the organizers and why this whole thing is aimed at educating people about the law and enforcing it.
You're walking with your family today?
Yeah, we walk this path every day.
Ozan Ibis says he always enjoys his time on the Kissimmee Loop Trail, but among the steps are also moments of concern. Do you ever run into any close calls with cars?
I mean, yeah, especially in like big intersections of the city, there's some that happen.
With those dangers in mind, the Best Foot Forward safety program is teaming up with officers and making sure drivers yield to people in crosswalks. When you're crossing the street, do you try to make eye contact with the driver?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, I'm passing, dude. Stop your car.
Data collected last year shows there was a yield rate of only 45% in Central Florida. That's happening as AAA says fatal pedestrian crashes have risen 80% in the last 15 years.
We've had, a couple near misses, and, if they blatantly do not stop for a pedestrian, you're probably going to receive a citation for that.
We saw several drivers pulled over along Hoagland Boulevard and facing $164 tickets, enough to hopefully change driving habits and possibly save a life. Do you think something like this might help to get people to pay attention more?
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever, money comes out of people's pockets, I'm sure they will attention.
And so watch out for that and always keep that safety first. And we will, of course, be following up with that. And you can look for more on clickorlando.com. Now we want to get to an interview we've been working to bring you for a while now, and it's a really exciting development for our area, a new Children's Neuroscience Institute through Orlando Health. And we have with us Dr. Samer El-Baba, who is a board-certified pediatric neurosurgeon and president of Orlando Health's new Children's Neuroscience Institute. Thank you for being with us. I know that this has been a long time coming, so we appreciate you being able to reschedule. We know you had an emergency last time we tried to talk to you. Good morning.
Good morning, Bridget, and thank you for having me.
And we were talking earlier. This new children's part of the Institute has been a long time in the works. In fact, you were recruited to come to the area and help get this organized. So it must be really rewarding for you to get to this day.
Yeah, it's very rewarding, and truly, this is an exciting time for our pediatric neuroscience teams at Orlando Health Children's Neuroscience Institute. We have been working hard for many years to continue advancing cutting edge treatment options for children with neurological condition here in Central Florida. We love serving the community, and it's truly an exciting time for us to continue expanding and serve our children with the care they need.
And when we talk about the latest in technology and some of the fascinating ways that you've been able to advance, this goes all the way into fetal surgery. So can you explain more about some of the new advances that maybe people don't know about?
Yeah, the care for children with neurological conditions is advancing in a new direction for the last few years. Now we're looking into treating kids and babies and neonates even before birth. Now we're with options addressing fetal neurological conditions. We're able to give children a better future even before birth. Here at Orlando Health, Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children, and Winnie Palmer Hospital for Women and Babies, in 2018, we were the first in the state of Florida to serve families with fetuses, babies before birth with neurological condition such as spina bifida, and perform fetus surgery on the babies before birth. And we proudly took care of 54 families, not only from Florida, but from the whole southeast of the country, coming to Orlando to be cared for. So if you think about it, the way we take care of children with neurological conditions is changing. Initially, we used to just take care of the kids when they get sick. Now we're addressing the conditions before birth, and this will lead to better outcomes, will lead to healthier adults. Those adults are the leaders of the future, and fetus surgery is only one of many cutting-edge medical advancements and treatments we offer here at our newly branded Orlando Health Children's Neuroscience Institute.
Well, and we're so fortunate to have you. You trained in Jordan, you trained in Chapel Hill and Switzerland. I'm a Tar Heel, so go Tar Heels. But
Go Heels.
yes, really fortunate to have you here, and I would imagine so many firsts for Central Florida, thanks to you and the team there at Orlando Health.
We're blessed to serve this community. This community deserves the best. This new institute, we firmly believe it's going to offer a seamless and accessible multi-specialty care for our families during very difficult times.
And I would imagine people are traveling from far away just to get here for some of the services.
Absolutely. We expanded our footprint outside of Central Florida by providing cutting edge treatments that we really take pride in being the first to offer them in the region. Not only fetus surgery, we're talking about best treatment options for autism, epilepsy, and epilepsy surgery, and all neurological conditions, the whole armamentarium of all neurological conditions from birth or even before birth up to adulthood.
And you know, you have such a expansive responsibility there. What are you excited about in terms of things for the future?
Yeah, the future is going to bring us better care for our children, and providing a compassionate care that is multi-specialty in one place at the right time is truly what the families deserve. Just think about it. When there's a child with neurological condition impacting the baby from birth until adulthood, look how many hundreds of hospital visits this family goes through to take care of this child. With the multi-specialty care that we're taking pride in offering to this community, and with the upcoming Orlando Health Children's Pavilion, we think that this a multi-specialty, highest level of excellent care combined with research and education and advancements and continuing to advance treatment options will provide those families with the care they deserve. And for me, this is very exciting, serving the families not by providing the best care, but also by the way we do it and providing it in one place at the right time by all specialties and from all areas of expertise in neurological conditions for children.
Wonderful. And so where would be the best place for people to go to read up more about all the things happening there and the exciting advancements?
Absolutely. Orlando Health Children's Neuroscience Institute has a well-designed new website at orlandohealth.com/pediatric neuroscience, and we're looking forward to take excellent care of this community and their children.
Well, we thank you so much for your service and dedication, and especially your time this morning to tell us more about this exciting opportunity for Central Florida to help the children when it comes to neuroscience. And we really appreciate the time, Dr. Albaba.
Thank you so much, Bridget, for having me, and I hope you have a great day.
You too. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye. You too.
So happy to be able to have the doctor on to talk about that here, and very, like he said, very blessed for us to have those resources here in Central Florida. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to talk about meal planning and prepping for busy families. Welcome back. We are talking about meal planning and prepping for busy folks out there. And, you know, we talk about grocery prices and recalls quite a bit. And so when it comes to getting ready for what you're going to eat, it's a constant decision. So we're going to talk to Chef Jill this morning from Plate Above Catering. It's good to see you again.
Good morning. Good to see you again, Bridget.
What was it? It was the holidays we spoke last, I think.
It was.
Yes.
It was.
And so now we're into the new year. And so now it's February, and a lot of folks had those resolutions to, you know, do better and eat better, whatever it is, it needs to be better. So what does it come down to when it comes to meal planning and prepping? Because I know that's a big component of trying to have a healthier lifestyle is planning ahead and so that you can make those better choices.
Sure, it really is. Meal planning is just that. It's figuring out what is it you're going to eat during the week for each meal, and um, if it's more than just you, sometimes that can get overwhelming for folks. But really, just take a moment and figure out like what flavors is are you most drawn to? Are you uh, the picky eaters in your
Mm.
life? Where do they, lean, and where can you start kind of pushing their flavor profiles? My husband is an extremely picky eater,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna hate for that I said that, uh,
It's not just the kids.
just trying to figure out. It's not just the kids. It's not just the kids. And look to the internet for inspiration. If you can't get them to decide, oh, I don't know what to eat, have them sit in front of Pinterest or the internet and those top
Mm-hmm.
10 lists, those top 20 lists,
Mm-hmm.
and say, which one of these pictures looks appetizing to you?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, look to that internet for inspiration. And then meal prep itself is the actual preparing the ingredients, the chopping of the vegetables, the cleaning the meats and things, marinating the meats, and get them involved. If they're picky,
Mm-hmm.
if they're involved, they're more likely to appreciate that meal.
What is your system for shopping, getting the best deals, and then prepping it as far as like the storage, freezer, fridge, getting sort of a system down?
Yeah, that is an excellent question. I take a little bit of chunk out of my day on Sundays. That's my day that I happen to have the most time. If yours is Saturday or Monday or whatever, just take an hour or so when you're in the grocery store. Look for those like packages of meat, the bulk packages
Mm-hmm.
of meats. Um, but you want to check the prices per pound
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes those bulk packages are the exact same price as the smaller packages, and you don't want any of that bulk meat to go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do get home with those bulk packages or those BOGO deals are great. um, you want to break them down into more manageable portions. If you're only going to eat two chicken breasts at a time, take the other 4 or 5 that are in that bulk package, put them in a couple of freezer safe containers after you clean them up, and you can either put them in the freezer if you're not going to eat them within the next 3 to 4 days. Put them in the freezer. Or if you are going to eat them within that week, go ahead and build that marinade and let them sit in that marinade.
Mm-hmm.
um, Same with pork chops or your beef roasts, and let them sit and let them.
What are some of your
Yeah.
favorite marinades? Because that's something I get fascinated with. And you can buy some of the prepackaged ones, but then sometimes when I read up on recipes, for instance, I got
Hmm.
obsessed with Korean fried chicken recently, and so reading up on some of the recipes is pretty simple with just like salt, pepper, and ginger were the main
Yeah.
components of that marinade, and so it wasn't as complicated as I was anticipating. So, what can you tell people about that, like seasoning and marinating process, how to get the best flavor?
Um, if you're gonna marinate, do it in a plastic bag,
Mm-hmm.
like a zip top bag, and that way, yeah, marinade really surrounds the meat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as far as flavor profiles, kind of one of my go-tos that I do quite frequently, I incorporate a low sodium soy sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Honey is an excellent component to a
Mm.
marinade. Um, Throw a little bourbon in there. um, um, you want and the 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 pre-made marinades are great,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're doing it from scratch, you're able to control that sodium level, you're
Yes.
able to control the sugar content, um, and you're able to control the type of oil that is
Mm-hmm.
going into it as well. Um, so, one of my favorites is just simply um, a low sodium soy sauce,
Mm-hmm.
some lime juice, some avocado oil, and like you said, ginger,
Mm-hmm.
honey, salt, pepper, and if you're doing soy sauce, don't add salt. It's got plenty. um, and then, did I say honey? I think I said honey.
When it comes to sort of having those recipes lined up ahead of time, what do you recommend to families? Because, like you said, going on and sort of trying to identify some recipes that maybe everybody can agree on, because sometimes you got folks with different sensitivities or allergies or different dietary needs. So, what's the best way to work around that so that you don't have to make too many different meals?
Oh, I am all about making everything one meal. Incorporate all of those allergies or sensitivities into your meal. You're not going to make chicken for one person and beef for another. My my husband can't eat beef. He doesn't necessarily like seafood, so we eat a lot of chicken and pork in our house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you know, work those sensitivities into that one meal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Incorporate your slow cooker. Slow cookers are a
Mm-hmm.
great resource for those one pot meals. And, some of the great things you can do: pulled pork, you can do like a salsa chicken,
Let me ask you this, because
pot
some of the
roast.
girls and
Yeah.
I were talking about this here in the office, the instant pot versus the slow cooker, and sometimes like that recipe that you made in the slow cooker, when you try to do the slow cooker setting on the instant pot, it is these two things are not the same. Have you experienced that?
Um, they're not the same, and I will admit I don't own an Instapot.
Okay.
So I've never cooked in one of the
It's
I
basically the
know
new
some
name
people
for a pressure cooker, but
yeah, that was my understanding, and I know some people absolutely love them, and some people have that
I
love-hate
think it depends
relationship
on what
with
you're
them like you
making.
were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for me, I love my slow cooker. I've always wanted, I always needed a slow cooker that has a detachable bowl, so I can use that. that bowl either in the oven, or some of them now are designed to go from refrigerator right into the slow
Mm-hmm.
cooker
Mm-hmm.
base, or you can actually put it on the stove top where you can
Mm-hmm.
kind of sear the meats
Oh.
before you start slow cooking them.
Yeah. And it's
So that
important
might
to
be a
know which
feature.
ones can go where, because even like with Pyrex, now you have to really know which one's storage, which one's okay, heat safe. Okay. So you have to
Yes,
watch
yeah.
out for that too. All right.
Definitely look into the profiles of those
Where can we find more
equipments.
info, Chef Jill?
So for more info, follow us at plateabove.com.
All right. Well, it's good to see you again. Take care.
Good to see you again. Thank you so much, Bridgett.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right. We're out of time. We'll be back at noon. Have a great day.